Hey, what's going on, guys? Derek Stoked Living, and today what we got going on here today is we are starting the gardening process. Okay, I'm a little bit behind on the curve on it, but I want to try to make up some time. So what I've got here is I've got these tubs. I'm going to make me a raised garden bed. Okay, and kind of the term, I did some research on it. What I'm looking at is called Hugelkultur. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill part of this up with logs, and kind of what that does is it holds moisture in there, and then it also brings in the fungus and the microorganisms, stuff like that, just to kind of help the dirt process out. Okay, so I've done a little bit of research on it called Hugelkultur. Okay, so I'm going to take and put these tubs right over here where the quill pen was. I moved the quill pen over there on that side of the barn. So we're gonna put it over here, and kind of the reason why I'm gonna put it over here in this area is this is on the east side of the barn or the shop, and the hot summer days won't burn up this raised garden. I've run into it before because whenever you have a raised bed, the heat can really affect it. So that's kind of why I'm going to put it here on the, it's going to get plenty of sunlight, you know, but just whenever it gets good and hot in the afternoon, it'll keep it from that. And plus it's close to my water source and everything like that. So we're going to take and put these tubs over there. Now what these are, I'm using all repurposed material on this and trying to make it most cheap and efficient way that I can. So what these were back in the day, my grandpa would buy molasses, liquid molasses, and they would put them in these tubs. So it had that wheel on it, and it would kind of scoop up or saturate the wheel with that molasses, and the cows would sit there and lick it, and they would spin and so on. But we don't do that process anymore, and they were just sitting out there, so I said, I need to put this to good use. So kind of got a predicament here. You know, like you get 5-gallon buckets together. I've got these stuck together, so I got to get them on. All right, we got her. Okay, so whenever you're picking out the type of wood that you're going to use, you need to be careful with what you choose. If you do go with like a cedar log, it's going to break down longer over time. So you want to make sure that you get the right type of wood. What we're going with today is it's a cottonwood or a sycamore tree. I cut this down earlier this year. It was dead standing, and we need to use it. So what this does, you know, it soaks up the moisture, holds it in there in the dirt. It breaks down and gives nutrients to the dirt through fungus and different types of like that. And it's a habitat for different microorganisms and insects that really help develop the soil. And then also, you're not having to put in as much soil as you would before. So if you was going to going and buying the soil to put in place of this, you've got a more overhead than with just putting some logs in there. So about everybody can find some type of material, sticks, leaves, whatever like that, to put in there to take the place of dirt. So eventually it breaks down into dirt. So. Okay, so I've got a raised spot right here in the bottom. I want to drill me a couple holes. So it'll drain. Okay, I'm gonna place a rock over the top of those so they don't get filled up with debris. Do the same thing here. There we go. I got all these little mounds of dirt like that right there. See that? Wilson's after that. This is what he's after. An old mud bug. Wilson, look. Is that what you're after? Watch out. They'll paint you. We're going to take a break right now and watch some amazing football catches. Oh, it's a terrible football throw.
It's like, try to get it perfect.
Oh. Oh, he catches it.
Oh. So I'll catch one.
He got it. Huh? Hey, good catch. Yeah, so there are times out here on the farm where it feels like it's hard to get your head above the water. It feels like you just keep getting sunk deeper and deeper in mud. And that's where I'm at right now. I went to go get the tractor to start filling up my my bins for the Hugelkultur raised bed. Hugel, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But anyways, I got the tractor stuck. Things are starting to dry out. We've got some ruts where sorry about the wind. We've got some ruts where we've been feeding hay through the field. And I was trying to knock down one of these ruts through this wet weather creek area. And I kind of got off into the deep end. I got stopped and I just kept sinking and sinking. And I should have I thought, well, maybe I could get myself out, but the harder I tried, the deeper and the deeper I got. You know, and sometimes in life, you keep trying your hardest to get yourself out of this situation. You keep trying and trying everything you can. And sometimes you just need a little bit of help from somewhere else. You know, whoever that be, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe even God. Okay, I mean that's who I turn to whenever I get into a heap of mess. You know, and he works wonders. You know, if I would turn to him quicker and sooner, maybe it wouldn't be as big of a mess. You know, maybe it would be just a little bit of tug. I could probably get him out with the Chevy. But the harder I tried to get myself out of this mess, now it's going to take a four-wheel drive tractor, and my Uncle Johnny's going to have to come over and help me. I'm very thankful for my Uncle Johnny, and he's a good godly man, and I learned so much from him growing up. Somebody that I've looked up to and is a mentor for me growing up, and spent a lot of time with him. And so I'm sitting over here waiting for him to bring the tractor and the chain, and I can see him moseying over there. There's the dairy barn over there, and you can kind of see the tractor. I'm gonna get the gate for him, the least I can do. Yeah, he'll be cracking up about this one. But anyways, that's just the way it goes. I was planning on getting a lot of stuff done today. We've got, you can kind of see, it's pretty clouded up. We've got chances of storms, some hail and stuff like that coming in. I was gonna try to get this stuff done before then, but hopefully I get it done before, get it out of the mud before the storms come. So anyways, but it's a beautiful evening. Wind's blowing though. It's about, low 80s, upper 70s maybe, something like that. Just a beautiful day. And my old buddy Zeus. How are you, buddy? Yeah. Yep. You were laughing at me inside, weren't you? I said, Derek, what were you doing? Alright, so what I've got here is I've got just the top layer of just grass and clippings and whatever else like that. And it's all going to be, I'm going to fill this in down here in the bottom, okay? And that's what's going into the bottom. It's just a regular old dirt, okay? Then I'm going to layer a compost on top of that, and then I'm going to have another layer of dirt on top of that. So we're going to kind of do this in layers. Alright, so the stuff with the roots and stuff like that, we're going to cover them up so the daylight and stuff doesn't get to them. And all that will just add nutrients to everything. You want to fill in the voids really good with this dirt. My bucket of my tractor is a little wider than mine. So I'll just take a shovel and kind of shovel that in there. Alright, so I got a layer of compost through on here, and it's just out of the field with manure, dried up old cow manure, and a little bit of everything. I have a feeling I'll be pulling some weeds out, but that's just part of it. Just trying to get all this stuff in here. Boy, that's some rich, there's a lot of dried up manure and stuff like that in there. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. But with the size of this container, the amount of dirt that it would take to fill it, I'm gonna throw you guys out, would just been pretty expensive. Whew, we've got some stink in it. Kind of get an idea how much more dirt I'm gonna need. Think about one more. Oh, a bucket load probably for both of them. Probably do it. That's that good compost. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you the finished product on another day. As you can tell, sun is going down, and I need to finish this up. So stay tuned, and you'll see the finished result. We'll get some plants going on in here. I've got one more tub. I think I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna stick right there beside it. So I'll have 3 of them. Okay, so we finally got some sunshine and the wind's not blowing. I want to finish up on these raised beds. So what I've got is, I've got the dirt I brought in there is a little bit wet and it's kind of clumped up. So I'm gonna take and break this up. And so this is a mixture of, you know, dirt and then compost. Got some roots and stuff like that. I'll probably be working around, you know, in the future. But it is some very, very rich, nutrient-filled soil in compost. I mean, this stuff, it's some good stuff. So, anyways, so kind of my plans on this is it's a raised strawberry bed is what my final product is going to be. I don't know if you guys ever raised strawberries before, but whenever I was a kid, it wasn't as bad because I was lower to the ground. But hey, I'm trying to make it a little easier on us. And so that's kind of the plan. So I'm gonna do both of these as strawberries. So let me get this thing broke up and we'll get these strawberries planted. Well, I went and got another tub. I've got to do a little patchwork on that spot right there is cracked out. So I'm gonna see if I can. I've got some plastic. I think I'm gonna make it work. But I'm gonna take and I've got me a wheelbarrow full here of this compost, and I'm gonna till this in. Then I'll start planting my strawberries. Okay, so what I got here is a sure crop June bearing group of strawberries, and get them in the ground. I got these from Gurney's. bought them online, and we've had good luck with them. And there's two different types you can get, I guess. You got your ever bearing and then your June bearing. I kind of like the June bearing. They just get it over with, you know. You get your crop over with, and get it all processed, and then you just roll on. Ever bearing, gonna be smaller berries, but they're gonna be a little sweeter, I think. But you'll have a longer growing season for them, or bearing season. But these will happen pretty quick. Okay. Here we go. So there's two plants in there. So you got your crown right there, and we want to bury it up to this crown. Okay, kind of spread out your root system in there. Like that. I'm just gonna go around. Yeah, this is nice dirt. It's probably going to settle a little bit. I've got a little high in the middle, but over time it's going to settle a little bit, and so I'm going to kind of leave it some room. Then we'll have to get to where, hey, Wilson, no, I don't want you up here now. But on strawberries, they say first year you're not going to get any. You want to be sure and pinch the blooms off, because you really want to focus on that root system and get that plant established. So that's the main focus your first year. And they say, I was reading up on it, and then they say even the second year, but we've always harvested after the first year, and it seems it does just fine. We always grew strawberries growing up, but it was always on the ground. Never tried it in a raised bed. So hopefully this will be quite enjoyable, taken care of. I'm pretty excited about this. It's one thing I haven't planted since I got all grown up, kids. And it was a big part of my childhood. I wanted my kids to experience the joys of strawberries. I was always the first one out there in the garden looking for that first berry to get ripe, and most of the time I'd eat it before it was ready. But I just couldn't help myself. This is my first experience with a Hugelkultur type bed, and I think it's going to work out real nice. I was looking at one of those kind of the wicking beds, and I came across this, and I thought, you know, this will probably work out, because I've got a lot of the materials on hand to do this, and we're going to try it out and see. So if you like this stuff, just stick with me. We're going to see what the results look like. I'm pretty excited about this, and I'm ready to reap the rewards from this. I think if you're able to use recyclable materials from around your farm, go look on Marketplace and stuff like that, and find these different type of containers and stuff, and get it at a reasonable price, and you're able to grow your own food and be sustained for the family, and then you don't have the overhead price for it. So yeah, so I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have the equipment to haul this dirt, you know, from out of the field, and the compost, and have that readily available, so that cuts back on my overhead cost. But go out there and you know, whether it's a small container or what, just play around and try it, and learn along the way, because I'm learning every day on this kind of stuff. If you got any advice for me, throw it down in the comments. I'll read them and try to get back to you on them. and I really enjoy learning along with you guys and sharing ideas. That's what it's all about. I'm not an expert on this kind of stuff. Done this, you know, growing up. So hopefully you're able to learn some, then I can learn from you guys also. So it's just it's a big sharing opportunity, and I'm glad that we have this platform that we're able to do this. So appreciate your comments and your kind words, and we will see you guys on the next video. God bless. Do good, be good. We'll see ya.